and welcome to the Infibeam Avenues Limited earnings conference call for the fourth quarter of FY 2020, hosted by KR Choksey Research. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on beliefs, opinions, and expectations of the company as on the date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and 0 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Parvati Rai from KR Choksey Research. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Lizanne. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of KR Choksey Research, we welcome you all to the Q4 FY20 earnings conference call of Infibeam Avenues Limited. I take this opportunity to welcome the management of Infibeam Avenues, represented by Mr. Vishal Mehta, Managing Director, Mr. Vishwas Patel, Director as well as Founder and CEO of the Payments Business, Mr. Hiren Padhya, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. R. Shrikant, President. We will now begin the call with a brief overview of the company by the management, followed with a Q&A session. I now hand over the call to Mr. Vishal Mehta for his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Parvati. Good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the management present on the call, I welcome everyone to the fourth quarter and full year fiscal 2020 earnings calls of Infibeam Avenues Limited. I hope every one of you and your family members are safe, and I wish good health to all of you. It is my pleasure to present the standalone and consolidated accounts of the company during the call. Our financial results, earnings press, as well as investor presentations have been uploaded on the company website, which is www.ia.oo. I hope everyone had a chance to download and go through the releases. In today's agenda, we will discuss first how we've built a future-proof business model backed by our digital solutions. Second, our strong financial performance, a testament of our strong business model. And finally, how we've enhanced business value for our stakeholders and plan to unlock value for our shareholders. I now want you to move and turn to slide number 5. Infibeam Avenues, we started out completely as a startup, bootstrapped, and we had a clear focus on what we were building out right from the beginning. To build a digital company that can scale and that can also solve problems at scale. At various stages, we gained experience through various businesses we ventured into. Today, we've built ourselves as a global fintech company with a very strong focus on B2B space. We cater to merchants, businesses, enterprises, and government in India as well as internationally. Our core market is India. We are one of India's top digital payment solution software platform provider. We have deep understanding of India's e-commerce and digital payment sector, which has allowed us to be consistently profitable. Many marquee clients in India and international markets use our fintech solutions and platforms. We have been awarded an exclusive mandate, competing with some of the well-known global tech giants, to offer our e-commerce platform to the government of India for the procurement, projected to be as high as $100 billion in terms of value. Going ahead, we plan to replicate our successful business model in India in various international markets and also expand the digital product range for Indian and international customers. Our journey was led by a very strong industry experience, and we've gained a lot of experience over the last 2 decades, backed by a very, very highly motivated team that continues to work with us since inception, and the strong cultural values that have been imbibed in us. To give you a snapshot of our business, please turn to slide 6. In a short span of about 3 years, we have grown to over 1 million merchants across our fintech platforms, from a factor of a magnitude lower at the end of fiscal 2017. almost representing a 10x jump. This will only grow with time. We processed transactions almost worth INR 900 billion across our platforms in fiscal 2020, from less than 10 billion in fiscal 2017, a 10x growth. Also, we have processed government procurements which are worth 500 billion over the past few years on the GeM portal since we signed the contract. We are amongst the top 3 digital payment solution providers in India with respect to processing volume as well as market share. But we rank second in terms of profitability among the top 5 digital payment solutions providers. And we are the only home bootstrapped and profitable payment company with international operations. If you turn to slide 7, during the year we have undertaken various initiatives towards building a very strong and sustainable business, from strategic tie-ups to strategic investments, new business into new geographies, and strengthening of our leadership team. I'm particularly excited to share some of the key business developments. First, to capitalize on the growth in digital transactions globally and leverage on our strong business portfolio, we have launched our payments business in Saudi Arabia, in addition to our operations in UAE. This would allow us to address nearly 2/3 of the GCC region. We are also launching payments business in the United States of America, one of the most developed and competitive digital commerce market globally. USA is world's second largest digital payments market by revenue, and Infibeam Avenues will leverage upon its comprehensive fintech portfolio, existing relationships, along with collaborations with some of the top banks in the region. As part of strengthening our payments portfolio and to offer a complete payment solution to merchants, we are entering into the card issuance side of payments business, in addition to the acquiring business that we are currently into. To give you a small brief, we acquire payments from merchants, as in we collect payments from customers and give it to merchants. And in the acquiring side, we've been very, very successful. We process upwards of 65,000 crores of transactions on an annualized basis. We believe issuance is a very interesting space to also evaluate and get into. Issuance business means that you are able to issue a card or a payment instrument to customers who are able to send payments to merchants. Issuance business will allow us to earn significantly higher rates compared to the acquiring business, and also allow us to provide great merchant experience by associating with us. That said, we will offer following services under payment issuance business. First, we have launched a secured lending as express settlements for existing merchants. We have signed up with multiple clients and processing multi-crore worth of transactions daily. Second, we have launched a prepaid corporate card for employees. There are thousands of enterprises in the country with frequent expenditure for food, travel, entertainment, etc. The corporate gets the card for free while we charge a TDR to merchant outlets when the employee spends. The corporate preloads money for its employees every month, which makes it a secured business. And third, more importantly, we have fully acquired CardPay Technologies to offer corporate credit cards to capitalize on the huge market for credit for SMEs in India, which are not adequately served by other financial institutions. And I will give the details in the later slide. If you turn to slide 8, I would like to showcase some of the awards and accolades that we've received in the past few quarters, a testimony to our very strong business. We received many prestigious awards by reputed institutions endorsing our technology and leadership positions in our business. We've been amongst the very few recognized as a super brand in 2019, both industry and consumer verified by Super Brands India. We've also been recognized and awarded the most innovative payment service provider and fastest growing online payment service provider in the UAE at the International Finance Awards 2019. With this, I would like to hand over the call to Vishwas Patel to take you through the business that we've built during our journey and evolution so far. Vishwas, over to you.
Thank you, Vishal. you all could please turn to slide number 10. So in a 2 decades of experience building payments and platform solutions, we have built a diversified fintech portfolio to simplify business and payment for merchants and enterprises. We aim to offer solutions to the merchants under one roof, which makes transacting, integrations, reporting, analytics easy so that they can focus on business growth. Our fintech offerings can be segmented into 4 broad buckets comprising payments and platform solutions. Payment acquiring. Now, this is a core and current payment business where we offer payment gateway for acquiring of through various payment methods, including cards, net banking, wallets, EMI, UPI, etc. Bulk payments for corporates, white labeling of our solutions to banks like HDFC banks or the Kotak banks. All pay payment gateway is a white label of offering of our services. Second, the payment issuance. Issuance is the new business we have ventured into now. We are very strong on the acquiring side. On the issuing side, we have offering now prepaid cards to corporates, corporate credit cards, and secured loans. These offerings allows us to earn higher TDR compared to the acquired solutions and allows us to monetize the PG operations. Additionally, it allows us to be present on both sides of the payment business, acquiring and issuing. Third, remittances. We offer both domestic remittances services throughout India through our subsidiary Go Payments, as well as international remittances through our investee company Avenues Payments. We are also going to add international remittance payment option to our payment gateway to allow Indians staying abroad to purchase goods and services in India directly on merchant's website without using costly options like international cards or remitting to Indian bank accounts before local purchase. Fourth, software platforms. We realize that businesses will become digital sooner or later and require software platforms for transacting online to cover a large market. And they would require customizations and scale to suit their line of business. So we have built scalable software platforms for merchants by developing SaaS, software as a service platforms. We offer enterprise level customized e-commerce platform for large businesses for handling large volume of sales, like Vishal just talked about the government e-marketplace, the GEM platform, gem.gov.in. We offer bill payments platform for consumers across India to allow them to make all kinds of bill payments under one roof. And by converting cash to digital payments, we also offer a hospitality platform, a centralized reservation system that allows hotels to pool their room inventory in one place and distribute it across various sales channels with our integrated digital payment platforms to collect payments online. We keep innovating and adding more solutions to keep simplifying businesses and payments for the merchants and offer them working capital assistance to grow their businesses. We have detailed our fintech solutions in the following slide. If you move to slide number 11, one that is CCAvenue. We continue to be among the leading payment solutions in India and the UAE. We are the only homegrown profitable payment company, bootstrapped and not backed by any PE or VC, with international operations and expanding into newer international geographies while offering a host of digital solutions all under one roof. We successfully processed 147 million transactions worth 62,200 crores in the fiscal of 2020. The payments grew 10x from FY16 to FY20. In the month of March, before complete lockdown was announced on account of the outbreak of COVID-19, we were at an annualized run rate of 75,000 crores or 750 billion. Strong addition of merchants continue through the year and continues under the current situation. We are a leading solutions providers in the UAE and ranked second among the non-bank private players there in terms of total payments processed. We process payments worth AED, that UAD AED, 1.7 billion for the fiscal of 2020. In the month of May, we processed payments at an annualized run rate of AED 2.7 billion, a 50% growth. We have recorded month-on-month growth in payments value and volume since the beginning of the year through to May 2020. We are seeing a huge demand for digital payments from across industries, especially the learning and education sector and utilities. We have marquee clients in our portfolio, both in India and the UAE. We are integrated with 90 of the top 100 merchants in India. We have top clients across industries, including many government undertakings, including ENAM, Port Trust of India, and many more. We are among the top global fintech companies. We have seen a strong growth in our core market, India. We have replicated the India success in the UAE and to become a leading player in a very short period of time there. We plan to expand our fintech business in multiple countries over the next few years. This will allow our merchants having international operations work seamlessly with us and also help us in acquiring more multinational clients. Digital transformation continues to play a fundamental role in shaping the GCC countries' economies, with Saudi Arabia at the forefront. We have already launched our services in Saudi Arabia. Both Saudi Arabia and UAE contribute to nearly 2/3 of the GCC's GDP and have many companies operating across the region. We have already signed up with many such companies that operate across the region. We'll soon be starting operations soon as the COVID situation eases. We're also launching our operations in the United States of America very soon. USA is among the world's top market for fintech services with a market size of over $1 trillion. With an aim to be present on both sides of the payments business, acquiring and issuing, we are entering the payments issuance business with a comprehensive issuance solution, secured lending, prepaid corporate cards, and normal corporate cards. Let me share next what we offer under issuance and how we strengthen the business. You can move to slide number 12. We have launched a secured lending product already, which is known as Express Settlements, and transactions are live with multiple clients. We aim to assist businesses by offering them working capital through various financing options for improved operational efficiency. It will also allow our company to earn higher TDR and monetize the payment gateway offering. We have launched the Express Settlement for merchants, where they can opt to receive their payment instantly as soon as the transaction is successful, rather than receiving it after T+2 or T+3 days for a small additional fee to the existing MDR that we charge. We have secured multi-crore credit line from banks for this purpose, where the cost to us is around 2.2 bips per day, for which we can offer to the merchants on a higher rate. So on a case-to-case basis. So converted to the full year, the cost to us is around 10% or less, while we earn about 20% to 30% annualized from the continuous transactions throughout the year. We'll offer more lending products as economy activities pick up. If you move to slide number 13, we have launched corporate credit prepaid cards in partnership with Go Payments. So Go Payments offer corporate prepaid card for employees, which can be used for a variety of business expenses, travel, food, hotel, and more. For a corporate, it is usual cost to company business in the form of a prepaid card with no charges to corporate. The corporates load the prepaid cards every month, giving money in advance. The employee spends it over a period of time. When the benefit for the employee is that there is a taxation benefit coming in, which or as part of their salary, which helps them to use these corporate cards. When the employee uses it to purchase any merchant outlet, online or offline, the merchant will charge a TDR. The merchant will charge TDR, and typically the net take rate is multiple times higher than the net take rate in the PG business or the acquiring side, allowing to earn higher TDR. According to the research and markets.com, the prepaid card market in value terms in India increased a CAGR of 40.2% during 2014 to 2018. During the forecast period of 2019 to 2023, the market is expected to record a CAGR of 36.5%, increasing from US $38.6 billion in 2019 to reach $133.9 billion by 2023. We are also now slide number 14. That was the debit card. This is the credit card. So we also now with a recent, we are also launching the corporate credit cards branded as GRIT, the GRIT cards, CC Avenue GRIT cards. So we are happy to announce the 100% acquisition of CardPay Technologies Private Limited, which will be a wholly owned subsidiary and through which we will offer credit cards. CardPay Technologies is founded by Kumar and Malik. Both have deep technology expertise with rich experience in the fintech industry. The technology platform developed by the company is among the industry best with built-in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and that verifies and automatically accepts applications and decides credit limits. The platform is highly scalable and conforms to all industry standards. The company is based in Bangalore. The cost of acquisition is payable in two parts. The initial cash of $4.5 million for 100% acquisition of shares and assumptions of the debt of the target company and up to $1 million based on meeting certain performance parameters as per the contracted terms. India needs a huge capital for growth and has high requirement of credit at SME level, which is not easily met by the banks, and for various reasons including insufficient credit history, high risk, insufficient documentation, etc. There are many companies that require strong credit support without the burden of interest payments. So companies can instantly avail credit cards from us with a higher and dynamic limits than the traditional cards, including loyalty and reward points better than the traditional offers. A higher credit card limit allows credit card holders to smoothly meet all the expenses and easily make the payment within a 15-day cycle without having to pay any interest, which would have regularly have to pay to the banks. Instead, the TDR is charged to the merchant where the expense is incurred. These cards do not affect the spender's credit score maintained by the card agencies. We are already signed up with multiple banks and NBFCs for a strong credit line. Moving on to our platform business, please turn to slide number 15. Our payments platform is a healthy and generates consistent revenue. It's a high margin business. Our client, government e-marketplace, continued its strong performance in FY20 and crossed rupees 50,000 crores cumulative procurement. For fiscal 2020, the procurement total was over 27,000 crores compared to 17,000 crores in the fiscal of 2019. On May 29th, the central government announced a new version of GeM, the GeM 4.0, to be launched in August 2020. It will have the largest uses of advanced technology in any government platform around the world. The aim is to move towards a unified public procurement system for the country and to bring the functionalities of various government e-procurement onto the GeM platform and to reduce duplicity and thus enable a unified and streamlined approach to procurement. GeM aims to uplift the marginalized and underprivileged sections of the society and to be part of the growth story with a special focus to onboard MSMEs, self-help groups, artisans, weavers, craftsmen, and thrive into GeM. GeM will onboard 9.2 million MSMEs, 2.1 million weavers, 1.8 million craftsmen, and 1,000 plus self-help groups around the country and create special thrive categories with over 5,000 products. This will significantly enhance procurement of the GeM platform and will bring government's agenda of becoming an end-to-end national public procurement portal for open, efficient and transparent procurement of goods and services. Moving on to our bill payments platform, Bill Avenue. It had a very strong year. NPCI added many more billing categories and we also added many more billers and agents across the country. We saw a 92% growth in our daily bill payments value. We are proud to mention that we are the only non-bank processor for online booking of LPG cylinders for consumers. And we have seen a significant jump in the volume of online cylinder bookings from across the country. All the top 3 gas cylinder companies in India, IOCL, BPCL, HPCL, have partnered with us on Bharat Bill Pay as our billers. As per NPCI, the number of billers on Bharat Bill Payment System has increased from 182 in March 2020 to 216 in May 2020. while the monthly volume has increased from 15.8 million to 16.5 million respectively. All this in 3 months itself. The industry presents excellent opportunity for growth as more and more categories and villas across India come onto the BBS platform. In our hospitality solution, Res Avenue, we now have over 2,000 hotel properties registered on a platform compared to the over 1,000 we had last year. We are integrated with all the major online travel agents. We have also added Paytm as a new OTA, the online travel agent. On an average daily, more than 3,000 room nights were being booked in Q3 through our solution. The daily average for the entire world was 2,700 room nights affected in the month of March due to COVID-19 pandemic. Recent reports by HotelWide and FICC KPMG joint report, India is the most digitally advanced traveler nation in terms of digital tools used for planning, booking and experiencing a journey. India is projected to account for 3.7% of the global digital travel sales, making it the third largest market by value in Asia Pacific region. The number of hotel rooms in India is anticipated to surge to 3.33 million through 2023 from the current 2.72 million in December of 2018. And online sale of travel bookings is expected to increase at a healthy rate of 14.8% annually from 22.3 billion in 2017 to 38.7 billion by 2021. So let me now take you to the competitive positioning, especially in our core market, India. If you go to slide number 16. So among the top peers in the payment gateway and aggregation business, we are far ahead of the competition in terms of the portfolio offering, our international presence, as well as the profitability parameters. We'll continue to offer comprehensive solutions and aim to carry the portfolio globally to be among top fintech companies globally. I now hand over the call for financial and operational performance. Kiran?
Yes. Thank you, Vishwas bhai. Good evening to all of you. We have tried to restate our FY19 financials for like-to-like comparison, excluding divestment and demerger. This will allow our stakeholders to compare and comprehend our performance in the light of divestment and demerger announced in FY19. The company recorded revenue of 6,481 million in FY 2020, that is up by 10% year over year. Due to strong engagement across enterprise software platform business, that is platform, and growth in digital payment business, that is payment, in both domestic and international operations. Platforms business achieved strong double-digit revenue growth compared to previous year. During the year, upgrades and additional requirements by few subscription-based enterprise clients and increase in volumes on GeM portal, that is transaction-based client, led to the growth. However, Q4 FY20 revenue was impacted due to lower invoicing and collection on account of lockdown in the last few days of March 2020. The payments business achieved growth during the year FY20 compared to previous year despite few adverse effects, some of them affecting the company and the industry, especially in Q4 FY20. First impact, government mandated zero MDR on UPI and rupee transactions from January 1st, 2020, affecting Q4 revenue. Second, lockdown announced in last week of March 2020, which has resulted in customers cancelling airline, train and bus travel, hotel reservation and many such transactions that were already done earlier, leading to a huge increase in refunds of transactions, and also types of online retail portals were down in most of the month of March. That was mainly due to inability to deliver goods because of lockdown. Third, there was significant increase in low MDR and flat fee transactions related to recharges, utility payments, education, etc., which increased volume but impacted revenue. Fourth, severe pricing pressure from the heavily funded competition. However, the payment business recorded strong volume of 147 million, that is up by 28% year over year, and recorded highest ever quarterly volume of 40 million in Q4 FY20, that is up by 39% year-over-year. Our net take rate remains almost flat compared to FY19, despite zero MDR on UPI and RuPay cards. With newer product launches, especially on issuance card like secure lending, prepaid corporate card, corporate credit card, etc., and expanding into international markets, we will be able to improve our net take rate in payment business going forward, which will enhance our operating and profit margins. EBITDA for the year was 2,157 million. EBITDA margin was for the year was 33.4% compared to around 17% in FY19. Improvement in EBITDA margin is on account of operating leverage achieved on growing scale. Profit after tax was 1,081 million, which includes 83 million of exceptional gain. Growth in operating and profit margins was led by strong growth in revenue from both payments and platforms, rising faster than the rise in cost. This is exactly reverse for many technology startups and where costs rise faster than the rise in revenue. Our philosophy remains to earn profitable revenue. I would like to highlight our operational performance on slide number 19, which has led to our robust revenue growth and strong operating and profit margins. We have seen a consistent growth in payment process backed by strong growth in volumes. Total payments processed for the year were 622 billion, that is a growth of 26%, and number of transactions grew to 147 billion, that is up by 28%. Payment value and volumes processed in UAE in FY20 increased by 40% and 44% respectively compared to same period last year. In the month of March 2020, before complete lockdown from 1st to 24th March, we were at an annualized run rate of processing around 750 billion in India alone. The average daily processing value fell by 40% in lockdown period of March from 25th to 31st compared to pre-lockdown period of March, and average daily volume fell 30% for the same period. In April, the month of complete lockdown in India, there was a dip in average daily processing value and volume compared to March 2020, when average daily processing value fell 40% and average daily volume fell by over 20%. However, in May, we achieved 32% growth in average daily value and 14% growth in average daily volume compared to April. As there was partial recession in May, with further recession announced from June, we believe usage will return to the normal and start growing. However, in UAE, we observed a different trend. The average daily value and volume both have increased in April as well as May, month on month. Average daily value increased by 29% in April over March and 10% in May over April. And average number of daily transactions increased by 37% in April and 7% in May. We are hopeful that overall digital transactions in economy will increase and we will see growing trend on our platforms too. Coupled with launch of new businesses and international expansion, the bill payment value and volume processed through our Bill Avenue platform increased by 91% and 93% respectively in FY20 over FY19. We have a strong strategy in place to grow the transaction volume and value, which we discussed in previous quarter. This strategy has helped us to see consistent business growth. Moving to slide 20, we have generated positive cash flow year after year due to our capex light model. Our capex has reduced year after year, which has helped us to generate strong cash flow. We have consistently converted EBITDA to cash flow, and we have a cash conversion ratio of above 100%. Prudent and optimum use of capex helps generate surplus cash, which the company can use for organic and inorganic growth. Moving to slide number 21, we have an efficient capital allocation strategy to generate high rate of free cash flow conversion and maximize shareholders' return. We generated free cash flow of, that is before working capital, 1,630 million in FY20 compared to only 1,975 million in FY19. We have negligible debt. Our capital requirement for running the business is low, which allows to efficiently use capital, generate strong cash flow, and maximize shareholders' returns. With that, I would like to hand over the call to Vishal Bhai to throw some light on unlocking shareholders' value before opening the floor for Q&A.
Thank you, Hiren. So I'm on slide 23, where we talk about the demerger and subsequent listing of our non-core businesses that has a potential to unlock value for our shareholders. Last year, we decided that we are going to focus on two specific verticals. One is digital payments, as in fintech, and the other was software platforms. We continue building up on that. The non-core pieces of our business were the ones that we have divested, and we have a potential to unlock significant value for the shareholders with their subsequent listing. If you go to slide 24, we'll sharpen our focus on the core business. And like Hiren mentioned, we want to consistently convert EBITDA into cash flow. We are determined to expand into various international markets. We have built out a unique proposal called Country in a Box, whereby to open up a new country, it will require a set of individuals, a set of processes, and a set of systems that allow us to replicate the success that we've had in India, in UAE, into other geographies. We will continue building up on that strategy as we grow into other territories. We have a very highly experienced management team, and we have a very strong business team that will lead us to the next phase of growth. To summarize, we are very excited about the potential of combining our acquiring very strong leadership position in acquiring payments for merchants with issuance, whereby the entire scope, all the way from customer to the merchant, the transaction flows through our framework. And when Vishwas talked about secured lending, as well as our acquisition, whereby we will get additional insights into corporate cards and other opportunities, we believe that we become a one-stop solution for global fintech as well as India fintech opportunities. With that, I would like to open up the floor for questions and answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone wish to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment for the question to assemble. The first question is from the line of Dhaval Shah, an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Mr. Dhaval Shah, your line is in the talk mode. Please go ahead.
Dhaval Shah. Hello.
Dhaval Shah, your line is in the talk mode. Please go ahead. There seems to be no response from the participant. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Devan Chokshi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Vishwas Bhai and Vishal Bhai, for your presentation. Couple of questions, I think. One, what is the COVID impact as far as I think the business of the company is concerned, because in last 2 months, I think we have had the situation of most of the businesses not working, and probably I think as a result of which our transaction business also may have got affected. So what is the impact on the business? I think is one question. And second, if you could throw a little bit more light on the slide number 23, on which I think you said about the monetization of the benefit coming into the investor. How exactly this is going to be unfolded? If you could throw a little bit more light on that. Thanks.
Sure. So, as far as the impact of COVID is concerned, the month of March was when the lockdown was announced. And prior to the month of March, before the lockdown was announced, we were processing individual payments at an annual amount of 750 billion. We were having a very strong addition of merchants, and that continued throughout the year as well. Post March 22nd, we had a fall in terms of digital transactions on an average daily basis from March 22nd to the end of March. And I use the word average because in certain days they're significantly more than what the numbers I'm talking about. We saw an average reduction in digital payments volume of 30% per day. In the month of April and May, we had seen that the volumes went further down in the month of May.